everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica, and in today's video I am going to be giving you a grand tour of my reselling room. So pretty much everything that I do reselling happens in this room. I catalog my items, I photograph them, I steam them, I have them in my inventory, they get shipped out from this room, everything happens here. So I thought it would be a really good kind of fun video to kind of show everybody this room and kind of how I have it organized. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We have a large room to cover. Okay, so the very beginning of my room tour starts right here by the door where I have my shipping station. So everything that I need to ship kind of stays right here within arm's reach. Generally what I do when I'm shipping things is that I grab my laptop and then my laptop sits here, and I also have my Dymo printer sitting here. So I just connect it up with the cord, print out the labels, grab whatever packaging I need. I normally have a few of every type of packaging just sitting here, and package it up. Up here I also have things like extra tape, my thank you stickers. I have all of my business cards sitting here, scissors, sticky rollers, priority mail, labels. And I also have a lot of butcher paper here. Before I moved all of my inventory into the boxes that you'll see, I used to have everything hanging up, which means that I would kind of wrap it up nicely in paper before I shipped it out. I don't really do that anymore. I still have lots of paper left, but sometimes I will use the paper as filler. If there's a lot of like room left in a box, I'll like crumble up some pieces and use it as filler. But otherwise, this is just a lovely cabinet. It's actually my dad's cabinet that he brought over from South Africa when he moved here. So this cabinet is literally older than I am. So that's lovely. It lets me use it as my shipping station. But next to here, I have a little Poshmark tote. Sometimes I take this thrifting with me. Sometimes I put like some of the Tyvek mailers in here if I'm taking a bunch of them to the post office. And then otherwise, I have a lot of extra boxes down here. I've ordered a bunch of them from USPS, so you'll kind of like see extra supplies stashed where I can. But that's my lovely shipping corner. And then if we keep moving along here, you will see that this room actually used to be a lot of things. Before it was my reselling room, this room was kind of like a workout slash like TV room. So there's a lot of workout equipment in here that we still do use from time to time. But that is all just hanging out in here. You'll also see, if you can see the floors, I do have like foam workout mats on the ground. Those are really nice, especially because I walk around barefoot a lot. So they're really nice on my feet instead of like the hard floor. But over here, this is what I call my destaining station. Essentially, this is just the area that if I have something that I've bought that needs to be like destained, I'll just bring it over here, and I have a couple different stain removers that I like to use. My favorite one is the OxiClean Max Force, and then I really like this Grandma's Secret. I'll have both of these linked in the description box, but these two are my favorites. Obviously, I try to buy things that don't have any stains, but you know, sometimes we just end up having stains on things. So that's where I destain everything. So next to this is this little cart. I don't really do much with this cart. I do use the cart to help me photograph shoes. I'll kind of show that later. This basket here is things that probably have a small flaw in it that either need to be stitched or destained. I think this dress is like, one of the buttons is like coming a little loose, so I just wanted to stitch that up. But that is my to-do bucket. This, if I'm not using it, just stays right here. And then we can continue moving around. So this corner here, you can still see how this was a workout room, but I have really taken over. So I have a couple lights here. As you can see in the background, this is where I photograph pretty much everything. All it is just two pieces of white fabric. thumbtacked on the wall. It's been up for probably 6 months now and I haven't had any problems with it. So fabric, there's a nail right in the middle that I can hang things on. Let me have an example here. So as an example, here's a pair of jeans that I actually washed this morning. So essentially what I would do is I come, hangs right there, and I kind of pull these lights out slightly, and then all the lights turn on, and that is how I photograph, just like that. Sometimes this thing right here will get in the way if it's like a dress or something. One day I'm gonna redo this whole photographing system. I really want to get a mannequin so I can model some things as well, or model things on a mannequin. But for right now, this has worked perfectly for me. I think my photos are relatively fine. I don't have any problems with that. But when they're not in use, I just turn the lights off and I'll kind of pull them back and away, just kind of out of sight, right? So down here at the bottom, I have what I can only describe as my death pile. The things in this box have been here for a long time, and there's honestly no reason why I haven't listed any of it, but I feel like every reseller goes through the same thing. There's just things that haven't been listed, and there's literally no reason for why they haven't been listed. But that is my box of things that have not been listed that I'll get to one day, right? So moving into this corner, this is the area where things start to get a little bit chaotic. Besides the lights here, we have more workout stuff here, physical therapy bike here, and then all my stuff kind of around it, right? So I have extra hangers here in the corner, up here. So I have a vlog that I made that was actually me transitioning my entire inventory system from hanging racks to the boxes that I'll show you in a minute. I'll link that vlog up the top, but with that, I still have a little bit of things hanging. I actually only have 3 things hanging. The rest of these things here are my sister's things that she is planning to sell. Yeah, so up here on the shelf, I have some things that are for sale and some of my supplies, right? So I have some Funko Pops, I have shoes and things that are for sale. I also have a sewing box here in case I need to like re-sew a button on, or, you know, I try my best not to buy anything that needs sewing, but every once in a while there's like a button or a stitch loose or something that just needs a quick stitch. So there is that. I'm hoping at one point to actually kind of cut this off here. We couldn't put a support for the end of the shelf over here because this whole unit and the one on the other side actually come out of the wall and there's storage behind it. So I couldn't really cover this or put a support because there's nothing, right, you know? So that's that. Eventually I'll cut this off and it'll just be a shorter shelf. But in the meantime, we have a steamer here and I have a couple storage boxes. In this box, I have a bunch of reusable bags, the bags that I take with me to go thrifting, to bring things to the post office, anything I could need a reusable bag for, it's in there. Otherwise, there's a couple other boxes down here, and I'll get like close-up shots of things. So in the one box, there's a lot of things that haven't yet made it into the official inventory system. Some of that is like my fancy dresses and things. There's a few pairs of jeans. There's anything that's like kids clothing or like purses, scarves, things that are not necessarily like tops and jeans and tops and shorts or anything. A lot of that is underneath, but as I make space for more of our boxes here, I am gonna move all of that into the official inventory system. It just hasn't happened yet, but one day we'll get there. Right, so here on the ground is my ginormous pile of items that is waiting to be photographed. Everything here is in the spreadsheet, so it's been cataloged. It's just waiting for me to turn on the lights, get it on a hanger, possibly steam it if it needs to be steamed, and get it photographed. This bucket wasn't always so large. It's pretty large right now. It's kind of overflowing right now, and we have a couple shoes on the side. I pretty much just leave it here in the middle because I know if I like tuck it into one of the corners, it'll become like another death pile, but this is my pile of things that need to be photographed. Okay, so this area over here is probably my favorite area of the entire room. That is where all of my inventory is. And so if you watched my inventory vlog, you know that I changed my inventory to be these banker boxes with the letters on them. I also implemented where I started putting everything into cellophane bags. So essentially, this corner for me is that once things are listed, so all of these items here are listed, they will be folded up nicely and put into a cellophane bag, and then they will go in one of the boxes. One question that I actually get a lot from people that see this room, if I ever bring anybody in here, they always question like, where do I know where to put it? Like, do I just put it anywhere, or do I like, are shirts up here and shorts down there? Literally anything, it goes anywhere. If I pull out this box and it has like space in it, I'll put literally anything in here. I could put, you know, that short or like that jacket, anything could go in here, as long as I go back into my spreadsheet and mark, hey, this specific item is in that specific box. Yeah, basically there's no rhyme or reason or pattern to where anything is. It's just in here, and all these are they're called banker boxes. I'll also have a link for them in the description. But they're just these boxes. I printed out my own labels, I taped them on, and then inside I generally have about 10 items in every box. If they're small items, there'll be more. My only rule for putting things in the boxes is that I try not to put too many of the same item in one box. So like if this box has a bunch of space in it, I wouldn't put like 4 pairs of jeans, like newly listed jeans. Like I'll try and like make sure there's not like 3 jean jackets in one box. Like you're trying to like space them out so that if something from like a specific box sells, so like an example here, let's do that one. So if I sold these pair of like cream corduroy pants, I would go in my spreadsheet. My spreadsheet would say it's in box C. Ideally, I should be able to come over to box C, pull it down like this, and immediately find the item, right? Because everything in this box should be different enough, right? If I have duplicates of the same item, they're going in separate boxes, you understand? So like this one here, or this that pair of jeans. So that is the deal. Over here, so right here is like a physical therapy bed. Honestly, we didn't have anywhere else to put it, so we had to keep it, so it stays here. Also on this bed is my little dog Beans. What you doing? He's not sleeping, he's just sitting. Here he is. He just sits in his little bed, and then when I'm like spending a lot of time in here, I just pick up his bed from my room and like bring it in here, and then when I'm done, he loves it. I like carry him around like this. He literally loves it so much. But he stays there when I'm busy in here. I have the cellophane bags. Everything else that's here are like all the clothing that's here are things that are newly listed and ready to be put into the inventory system. So essentially, it's just ready for me to package them up and put them in the boxes behind me. Okay, so this area here is where things are not always as clean as they look right now. This is my kind of work surface. So underneath this board here is actually a couch. We used to, well, what this room was originally intended for was for us to sit on the couch and watch TV. Literally nobody ever did that. So we ended up, or my dad ended up putting a big piece of plywood on top of here. But then I realized that like if I wasn't careful with some of the clothing, that it would actually snag the clothing. So we had a really good idea to put a whiteboard on top of here. So this surface is literally just a whiteboard that you would get at Home Depot. It's literally humongous. I love it so much. It's white as well, so I can really easily see if there's like hairs on an item or it needs like stains or anything on it. It's really nice. I think it like makes things stand out a little bit more for me. But generally this is where my computer sits as well. All of this, like I said just a second ago, these are items that have been listed. I sit here and list, and then I push them to that side before they make it into inventory. Over here, if you can see, I have a lot of just like stuff that I need for like my business. I have like my notebooks. I have a little baggie that I keep all my receipts in. I also have an extra computer here. It's actually an old computer that doesn't work super well anymore, but it does get onto the internet. So if you use Posture VA like I do, you know that your computer actually has to be open or not asleep. Like you have to have your computer be awake for the Posture VA to send offers and share your items. So sometimes if I feel like I've used my computer a lot that day, I just open this guy, or if I'm like editing a video on my computer, I'll just open this so I'm not having too many things running at once, and I can kind of give my computer a break from just constantly being running, sending offers. But he sits there. I have a tape measure. This is also where I measure everything, and it's really nice because everything on this table glides really well. So like everything, like if I need to measure anything, everything just glides around like so beautifully. So it's really easy to like measure things, and I'm not having to like lay things out flat multiple times. Love it. What else is in this corner? I have my chair. Back here, this leads to a balcony that overlooks our kitchen. We're not going in there. But back here is other things that my sister's supposed to be listing for her reselling, but we'll just like keep moving along. Okay, so we've made it back towards the beginning of the room. So I just have this table here. Underneath the table is actually all of my refills and like extra boxes. So like all of my priority boxes that all of my extras are underneath that table, that I will go through them soon. Right here I have a lot of like extra little like clean boxes in case I am shipping anything that needs like a different size box. I just keep a few boxes of different sizes in case I need them. We have a trash bin, and we're back at my shipping station. So I think that's about it. Oh, and then underneath here, I have this large laundry hamper. The things in this hamper are things that I have already photographed and they're waiting to be listed. So a lot of times they're photographed and then they are drafted already in Poshmark. I just have to come through here, take them out, measure them, and then they get folded and put on the other side of the table. There's normally not too many things in here at once. I have a pair of jeans, a swimsuit, a robe. There's not very many things in here right now, but these are the things that are actively waiting to be listed. And those, normally like if I go downstairs and decide to work downstairs, I'll take this bucket with me. But other than that, that's kind of it. That's kind of my entire room. Doesn't always stay this clean. It's a little bit cleaner than usual right now, right? Okay, so that is the end of this video. I really hope you liked it. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them down below. But of course, check the description as well. I've linked a lot of these things in the description box. Yeah, other than that, I really hope you liked this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!